and they look like an old cast iron tub.
Just took his head and raised that steer up and tossed him in that water trough.
This looks like a really good wheel of cheese, doesn't it? So over the last week, we've had a total of 3 of our animals die. Hey guys, I'm Evan. Welcome to Country View Acres. So today I'm gonna start digging this ditch here along the side of the driveway. In the last video, we tried to remove some of the obstacles, and today I think we can start digging. It's rained the last 2 days, and I think it's gonna rain the next 3. So this is the only day we got that's good weather to work outside. So let's get started. So I got the dump trailer so I can put all the dirt that we dig out, so we can put it in here and haul it off. And on the excavator, I've got the Mongo Attachments tilt bucket on here. This has got a nice smooth tooth on it. It's made for digging ditches. But I've never dug a ditch before, so this is gonna be an experience. You really gotta get it right the first time. If you over dig it, you just can't put loose dirt back in a ditch, because that loose dirt's gonna wash out the next time. So you really gotta dig it right the first time. So as I dig this, I want it to be wider than it is deeper. You know, I don't want to make like a deep trench. I want it to be kind of more gradual so that it's easy to run a mower over it and, you know, keep everything maintained later. So I'll try to make it, maybe the ditch about 3 feet wide, but it's only going to be about, I don't know, 6 to 12 inches deep, if even that. They had stone or river rock here before. All right, I got my first 3 scoops out of the ground for the ditch. I think it's looking good considering I've never done this before. It's definitely better to just go gradual and take like little bits and try to get it all to match. But I've got maybe a 5-inch depth down here at this end. I've got probably 7-inch depth on that end. The trailer's in the way. I'll have to come back here. We'll have to blend that in, go in that direction. But I want to go ahead, keep focusing, and just keep moving in this direction and just see if I can get the whole ditch dug. And then afterwards, there's gonna be a bunch of spoils on the ground that I've missed. You see that big bunch of sod right there? There's gonna be stuff along here that I'm just gonna have to pick up with the shovel and just shovel it into the trailer. I'm not gonna get everything with the excavator. And I'm quickly realizing that I've got my dump trailer in the wrong position. I put it right here in line with the ditch, and then I thought I'd just back up, but it's awful far away. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it right behind the excavator. I may accidentally drop a little bit of dirt on the driveway, but I think if I move it behind the excavator, I won't have to move it forward as often. I'll be able to reach it further. Wow, that thing gets out of reach really quick. got about 30 feet of ditch dug. I don't think it looks too bad. I wanted it to be nice and wide so that it was kind of gradual. This will fill in with grass. We'll get this filled in with grass eventually and we'll be mowing it. So we don't want it too crazy. But yeah, I've got a lot of spoils here along the edge. I'm kind of curious. It's a lot to try to pick up with a shovel. I'm kind of curious if I can come through here with the tractor and the bucket. And if I can scoop most of it up that way. Hopefully I can. But I do have the dump trailer. I've got it completely full. I kept on pushing it and pushing it back to the back, and you can see we pretty much got it filled up. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump this, and I'm gonna guess we're probably gonna dump this probably 3 times before we're finished. Now, there is a lot of stuff mixed in here. That's a piece of a brick right there, and we've got a bunch of like river rock mixed in, and you get to a certain depth and this is what you find. The reason that is, reason for that is because there used to be a barn here, there's a couple grain bins there, and this whole area was gravel at one point in time, and it was with those little stones. So it's not real good topsoil to keep. So with all that rock mixed in there, so I'm gonna put that in my junk dirt pile. So this junk dirt pile, it's mostly heavy clay that I've dug out, but I think anything with like a lot of rock and stuff mixed in with it, I'll just add to this. I'm just gonna use this as fill material later down the road. I've got plenty of places that I can use it on some future projects. All right, we're about 2/3 of the way done, at least with the excavator. And we've got the ditch dug around to here. I keep running into big rocks and concrete. Like, look at that. That is one big fist-sized rock, stone. There's a bunch of this. And then I was running into concrete in here. I didn't get that quite all thrown out the other day. And then I ran into a bunch of metal. So first, I ran into this, some kind of big roller from some type of piece of farm machinery, and then all of these pieces, and they look like an old cast iron tub was like buried in the ground or something. I may keep finding pieces of that. I've said it several times, you can't dig around here without finding some type of metal or trash or something. All right, I just finished up digging the ditch. I've got it all the way, this is where we dug out the tree the other day. I've got it all the way just past this, and then it should just kind of run downhill here into that ditch, which in turn kind of flows down through the pasture and out. And when I got closer to where I dug out the tree the other day, I do got some bigger tree roots in here I'm gonna have to cut out with an axe, see if I can get those removed. And then I found this piece of pipe in here. It's about, I don't know, probably 7-foot long piece of pipe just in the ground for no reason. And then this post right here, this is actually a post on my survey because we got the land, we kind of got it broken up for our mortgage. We got like 5 acres where the house is, and that is our mortgage. The rest of the land we own. So I just want to keep that there since that is on our survey right now. But this metal, I don't know what this is, but this metal piece that's in the ground, I'll go ahead and probably take it out. Well, that there is probably the biggest load I've had so far today, and I think when I come along here and I start trying to clean this up, all the dirt along the edge, I'll probably get one more load. All right, Rebecca just got home from doing errands, and she's gonna run the tractor as we try to clean up all this sod and dirt on the side. Okay, stop. Old rug. It's a rug. All right, hold up. Curl the bucket. All right, you got a big load that time. Okay, curl it. Okay. That sod just doesn't like to go in the bucket. It's full. Another big stone. I found a few that are that size. It's like bigger than my fist. That's what we're dealing with here. Go ahead. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Hit the gas. Okay, right there. Curl. Yeah, go ahead, curl. Okay. Well, we're close. Oh, there's a root. Go ahead and up. Got a big tree root right here. Right there, look at that. Take that with you. Looks good. Well, I can say I'm very happy with the way this turned out. The way Rebecca came through here and scraped right along, that blended the driveway and the ditch right together. If there's actually water right here on the driveway, it'll probably just flow right over onto the ditch. So, what do you think?
I think it's good.
Think it's good?
Yeah. I slaved over that. It was terrible.
I know, I had you do the hard work. Well, it sped things up. Sure did. Earlier when Rebecca wasn't here, I was having to move the trailer and move the excavator just like back and forth, and it was just like in and out. So a lot better when you got help. So we got to go blend the ditch in down at the other end, and then I think we're done with this little project. You want to run the excavator?
No.
Not
yet.
She never ran it. I filled up every tractor, excavator before we started.
Mower?
No, I didn't do a mower.
How much did that cost you?
A lot. It shut off at 12.5 gallons. It shut off at $75. and I only had 12.5 gallons, and I went with 20 gallons worth of cans. So I had to swipe my card twice. I'd hate to see a guy in a diesel truck. He'd have to swipe his card probably 3 times to fill up if it's a pump that shuts off at $75, because it was $6 a gallon for diesel today. Well, I said we'd probably get another load of dirt when we were done, and we did. So quite a bit. It's amazing digging a ditch, how much dirt that actually produced. And I tried to blend it in. It's not perfect, but we got full-size ditch here, and then it just starts kind of tapering back and going uphill and then kind of into the yard. So it's not bad. It's good enough for me, let's put it that way. So while we were doing the work, Rebecca noticed something.
Yeah, Oliver came up to the water trough while a steer was drinking and just took his head and raised that steer up and tossed him in that water trough. The steer got out, and then Oliver stepped into the water trough and just stood there.
His front 2 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oliver's the bull, in case you guys don't know.
Yeah.
But then he stood there with his front 2 feet in there. We noticed now that the float on that tank is just shooting water out, so they've screwed the tank up. So we're gonna go. He has, yeah. So we're gonna go see if we can fix that real quick. Yeah, he's really been paying attention to Maya, and right now the way we got this, they can't get in this pasture, so they're sharing the high tensile electric fence. And he is really, I don't know if she's in heat right now and he can't get to her, but the bull may be a little bit crazy right now, just acting up. But yeah, they've done something. It's spraying, it's overflowing, and it's all muddy. Used to be nice clean water till he stepped in it. They've pulled this hose in here. Look at that. They've got like 10 feet of hose pulled in here. I think it's, I don't know if it's unscrewed. Yeah, it's unscrewed. Probably maybe more from them messing with the hose. It's on. Anything?
Nope, it's good.
Okay. So now's the time where I show you all the mistakes I made while I was digging this ditch. And Rebecca already noticed one.
Yeah, you hit the post.
Yeah, I was swinging around with the excavator and I must have hit this post because
The orange paint was telltale.
Yeah, I hit it pretty good. Yeah, that must have not even been with the bucket. I had to hit it with part of the orange part of the excavator. But yeah, I think I hit that post. I think I probably hit the loading, or the dump trailer. I probably hit that at least a couple times as well. Right here in front of this gate, I took too deep of a scoop. You probably won't be able to tell it on camera, but I got too deep of a scoop right here. So I'm afraid that may end up puddling up a little bit in that area. And then right here, it may be a little bit deep and right there too. So a puddle form there. It's really hard to tell because this all goes downhill the whole way. So, you know, I didn't get out a laser level to check grade because it's just going downhill. It seems like it's pretty easy to just follow the terrain and just dig it a little bit deeper and it should drain. But yeah, it was my first time digging a ditch and it really wasn't that bad. It was good. It was a very good exercise with the excavator to really try to be in control and just make little cuts and be a little more precise. So not the best ditch in the world, but I think I'm pretty happy with the end result. So last night we were doing the evening chores. We were milking Maya and I went to go slide the barn door. I reached inside the barn door and went to go slide it, and a wasp was in there making a nest, and it stung me right on my middle finger, like right here behind the first knuckle, or the end knuckle. And I've got stung many times by wasps, and usually it just stings for really bad for about 5 minutes and then it stops. But this was totally different. Ended up like my whole finger turned white. It all started swelling up, and then it went back, and my whole hand, like back here, it's all swollen. You probably can't tell it, but this whole area is swollen. Like it's like level between my knuckles. 24 hours later, my hand is still swollen up. I couldn't hardly make a fist last night. I had to keep my hand straight. I can use it today, but it's still swollen. It's starting to kind of get itchy. Never reacted to a wasp sting like that before. I don't know if it's like if I'm starting to become sensitive or what. Like, do I need to start keeping an EpiPen around or something? I don't know. Or some steroids. around in case I get stung. I don't know. This is the worst reaction I've ever had to any type of bee sting or you know, wasp sting like that. So I've definitely been keeping a lookout for wasps. We now got a can of wasp spray in the side-by-side, plus we've got the fly spray that we use on the cattle. And yeah, I have been keeping a lookout for wasp nests. I've been trying to spray everywhere they might be hiding. Definitely is the season. But yeah, this is kind of weird. First time I've reacted badly to it, and I'm afraid the next time it'll end up being worse. I just have to, I guess, wait and see. And yesterday we made some more cheese. I've got some cheddar in here. I tried to make some traditional style cheddar cheese. I need to go take it out of the cheese mold. So this is the first time we've made traditional cheddar cheese. We've been making like farmhouse cheddar. It's more of a faster method, so this one was a little bit more involved. And then you're supposed to color it with a netto? Is that something like that? Anyway, it makes it kind of the yellow-orange color. And this is not, I didn't quite get enough, so it's not quite dark enough. But I think right there, this looks like a really good wheel of cheese, doesn't it? I mean, it's not quite the right color, but yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I got that coloring on my hands and it turned my whole hand, it stains everything. Even stained the quartz countertop. I had to like try to get it, scrub on it to get it off, but it turned my hands yellow. Made it look like I ate a whole bag of Cheetos. But we're gonna let this sit here and dry for a couple of days. It'll get a rind on there, and then we'll vacuum seal it and we'll put it in our fridge out in the shop, and then it'll take, I think we can use it in like 3 months, and then we can find out how it tastes. But the other one we made, it turned out really sharp, so I'm hoping that we can get more of a mild cheddar out of this. But definitely an experience trying to make cheese. It's a very slow learning process, and there's so many variations of recipes. So we have like probably 8 recipes for cheddar, and it's like, well, which one do we want to use? So we're slowly working our way through, and I think it'll really take us probably at least a year or two before we really kind of get down what we want to do with cheese.
You guys stop playing dead. Dodge. Dodge. He's not dead.
So over the last week, we've had a total of 3 of our animals die. And the first one was yeah, we just found her in the pasture dead. She was one of our original ones. So
She had twin babies that were a couple months old.
yeah, they're like 7 weeks old, so luckily they were at the point where they could just wean themselves. But we don't know why. She's probably like 4 years old when we got her, so she might be like, or we don't know what her age is, but she could have been like 8, 10 years old. So she could have died at old age. So since we didn't know why she died, we did end up, we worked the sheep the other day, and we went ahead and just wormed all of the sheep, and then we split them up. And we brought all of the ewes that have had babies and all of the lambs, we brought them over here with Maya. So they're over here, they're back here in the pine trees right now. They're grazing on this pasture over here. We did have another ewe have a lamb, but it was born dead. And she didn't have it up at the barn. She had it like way down, like far away from the barn, so we didn't really notice it until until we fed, and then she came running up with afterbirth. We found her baby was dead.
It was still wet, and it looked like she'd cleaned it off, but...
Yeah, so right now we have a total of 7 ewes left that have not lambed. They're all like, I think most of them are yearlings, so they may or they may not lamb. We'll just have to wait and see. But they're on the other side where we can watch them a little more closely.
And then our last animal that died was a cat. It was a mama cat.
It was Callie.
Yeah.
She normally sleeps in here in the little bowl, like the little trough full of straw.
Yeah.
We noticed she'd been sleeping a lot.
Yeah, and she didn't really hang out with the other cats very much, so.
Yeah. So then we saw her in the other barn, just laying there, and there's a lot of activity. I can't remember what was going on. We had some lambs in there or something, and she was not moving. Like, she did not care to move. And at that point in time, we realized she was very sick, and she ended up being dead the next day. So yeah, three animals died this week, and it just happens. And hopefully that's it for the year. Okay, hopefully we're done.
Yeah. But Dodge likes to fake us out and pretend like he's dead.
Yeah,
like every day.
She always sees Dodge, our other ram. He's always like laying in the field, like basking in the sun. And
you can yell at him. He doesn't move.
He looks dead.
Yeah.
He's up and grazing right now. I can see him. I don't know how well you see. There's a lot of sheep laying in here in the shade of the pine trees, and then there's some more sheep out here in the field. And they're getting this all knocked down pretty good. So I think what we're going to do next is we're going to end up moving their electric fence, and we're going to move it probably like 100 feet that direction, give them a pretty big area. Trying to eat.
Yeah.
I don't think she left you anybody. I think she ate it all. So I gotta show you the cheese again. It's just been sitting overnight drying. Look how much darker it got. Like I must have put the right amount of coloring in there because it looks right now. Yeah, it's looking way better. That's like the most picture perfect piece of cheese that we've made so far. Well, my little gates that I made out of the polybraid electric wire. I don't know if Rebecca can get in here closer, but look, it wasn't electrified off to the side, and they have chewed on it, and it's in a big knot. Like, I don't even think I'll be able to get this gate closed. So I guess one thing this tells me is when I open up one of the gates with just this polybraid, I probably just need to remove it completely. Or I just need to get the spring gates. And I actually have one set of spring gates to try out. So we may have to put one of those up and replace this. We were not expecting this. Yeah, we had both of these gates open, and it appears that they've pretty much done the exact same thing. Golly, sharp, it's got pokey wires in it. Yeah, I got one spring gate here. The package is misconceiving because it shows 2 spring gates, but there's really only one in here. Yeah, so this is the spring gate. Looks like a big slinky. So just pin that on there, and then should stretch. And then when I hook it on here, it's electrified. So I need to go find the other spring gate. They're quick and easy to put on. So it's just like a key ring here on the end. I just gotta put the gate handle on it like you would a key. There we go. There we go. Hopefully that'll keep the cattle out of here so they don't bother us while we're messing around. So my polybraid electric fence gates did not work out. At least I shouldn't leave them out here for them to chew on. I should have unhooked it from both sides and took it with me, but I guess we're going spring gates from now on. So our plan is we're gonna take the lawnmower, we're actually gonna mow a strip right down the pasture here so that we can put up our electric fence. And then that'll give Maya and the sheep, that'll give them this whole side over here. They'll have, oh, I don't know, it's probably a good 3 acres that they'll have, maybe 2, 3, at least 2 acres. Now the reason we're mowing a path is because we're gonna put up a double wire for the sheep so that they don't get under the wire. So that's why we need to do this, just to keep it from grounding out. If it was just for cattle, it'd be 1 wire and I wouldn't worry about it. So right now we're standing in the center sacrifice area that we built in this front pasture, and we're planning on putting a livestock shelter in here. And the guys that are coming to build my equipment shed, they're gonna go ahead and frame up this livestock shelter. All they're gonna do is build like a pavilion. It's basically just gonna be the posts and the roof so that they have shade. And then later I'm gonna come back and I'll put some walls on it and I'll finish it. But they're gonna at least get the structure up for me. So we're gonna go ahead, do some measurements, put some stakes in the ground here to mark out where it's supposed to be, because hopefully those guys are gonna come here into May, early June, sometime in there, and start building these buildings. Good?
Yeah.
All right, I got the corners of the building marked out with these fiberglass posts. So you can see a corner over there, corner there, corner there. So we measured from the sides and everything, so we put it exactly center. And we measured this space as well. I couldn't remember the size. It is 100 feet wide and it is 90 feet deep going in that direction. And then this shelter is gonna be 24 wide or deep by 48, 24 by 48. And like I said, it's gonna be like a pavilion. It's just gonna have a roof on it. It'd be a shade structure at first. And then I'm gonna come in here and I will put some sides in it. I'll close in the 3 sides and make it have a little bit more protection. But I decided to make this 24 by 48 to be an increment of 12 because we got those corral panels and they're 12 feet long. So we're hoping that we can actually use the corral panels and we can fence off areas on the inside. We can make temporary pens on the inside. We're hoping that with this size of shelter and the corral panels, we can be a little bit flexible, and it can be an open structure, or we can set it up into a bunch of pens if we wanted to. But that's the plan, and hopefully here in the next like 3 weeks or so, hopefully we'll start seeing some progress. So the weather forecast looks like it's not gonna rain now till this afternoon. Mm-hmm. And Rebecca wants to get the yard mowed.
Yeah, it needs mowed. It's hard in between all these rainstorms to figure out a good time, but I think this morning's it.
Yeah, or else it'll be like 3 days away or something.
Yeah.
So she's gonna go ahead and mow. I think I'm gonna go ahead and edit this video. So I think this is a good place to call it and quit. So we hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.